Hello and welcome back to Hollow Acres Homestead. My name is Stephanie. It is 10 o'clock and I'm wide awake. So I have decided to make candles. Now what I have to make the candles with, I will show you. I have soy wax. This is 100% natural soy wax. The soy wax is best used when making candles in containers. So I have a bucket full of mason jars down here and a couple on the counter that I've set out. You use the soy wax in the jars because they're not going to hold their shape like beeswax would for molded or dipped candles. And I already busted the top of it. This is 100% natural palm wax. I've never used this before. And this one says that it is suitable for both container and molded candles. So this might work with dipping. I'm going to be dipping candles. I'll give it a shot, but I'm definitely just starting with the beeswax because I know that that's going to work. Put that where I made my mess. And then I have this paraffin wax beads. I probably will not be using these tonight. And it really doesn't even say if it is good for dipped candles or molded candles or in jars. So there's no back label. Just paraffin wax beads. So I need to do more research on that. I don't know if I've ever used these either. I think I've only ever used beeswax and soy wax. So I have double broilers going here. This one, I have my large pot full of water, and I already have the stove on. You can see it's starting to steam, and I just have a glass bowl on top. And over here, this is my candle container. Right now it's floating because there's no weight in it, but this is what I will be doing the dip of the beeswax in. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and then I have to go get my beeswax because I did not grab it. I have about that much left. So now this is just going to melt down. If the water starts to boil over, I will turn the heat down. This is going to take quite a while. Okay, and here in my box I have 5 pounds of white beeswax pellets. Here we have the beeswax pellets, and this is the soy wax flakes. And this is my entire box full of mismatch random jars. I cannot seem to ever throw away jars. Glass jars are one of those things where you can never have too many glass jars, so I just keep them and I put them in this tote and I store them out in the carport. It's closed off. It is good to go. These I will not use for food. I don't think there's any there might be a couple of mason jars in there, but for the most part these are like old candles, well, candle jars, pasta jars, things like that, jelly, whatever. These are just an assortment of jars. Some of them have lids, a lot of them do not. So now that I have these going in their double broiler situation, I'm going to go to this counter right behind me and set up an area for the jars. Oh, that's melting quickly. Those are melting quickly. Okay, set up the jars for what I'm going to put the candles in. I'm also going to get out my essential oils and maybe some dye, but I don't think I want to dye anything. I think I just want them regular colors, just scented to smell lovely. I'm also, this is wax paper. I'm going to tear off a piece and place it over here by the stove where I'm stirring the things. I'm about to get 2 different forks and get to stirring, just so I don't ruin my counters or my stove. I have 2 all-metal forks. I have 2 types of wicks that I'm going to be using. First I have, this is organic hemp wicks, and this is just your standard, I think it's a 2-3 ply, I can't remember, it's not written on it. Yeah, so here's the other one unopened and it's not written. I think it was like a 2mm, just your standard candle wick, cotton I think. I don't know, this is what I'm using. This is going to be for the beeswax candles. In fact, now that that's doing its thing, I need to make a candle holder to dry the things on. I need to get creative. These are the jars that I'm going to be starting with. I guess I can move them down a little so you can see better. I don't need to be completely on the edge here. Ta-da. Okay, I'm starting with these 12. I also have old candle containers in the oven. I'm heating them up to melt all the wax down. I'll pour them into one, clean the containers, and then use those. But this should be good for the soy wax because I didn't use the whole thing. I'm not even sure if it's going to fill all of these, but regardless, they're here. And I have more, so I can still make more. The soy wax is almost completely done. So I need to get my scents out and go ahead and get these to where they're in there and set up cinnamon stick to go in my hot cocoa. That is what I mean. Hot cocoa, hot chocolate. Here I have some dried rose petals. I thought that this would be really cute to put in some of them. And then this is my little kit of essential oils. So I have the rose scent. I'm going to put some rose here. I will be scenting them individually. Lavender, maybe sandalwood. I'm trying to find some kind of strong scent. Yeah. Here's the melted soy wax. Yellow color. Smells like soy wax. I was expecting that to fill up more than 3 containers. I really, really was. I'll melt the rest down. Here I have the rose scent, and I'm going to go ahead and scent these. I don't care for the smell of roses. It's just really florally. But I'm going to make them anyway. Here I have my little Harry Potter wand chopstick. A little wand chopstick. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? So let's start with 3 drops. 3, 4, 5, okay, 6. Stir, 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 stir. No, I think it needs more. So we're at 6. Okay, that was in total 15 drops. No, I still don't think that that's enough. Oh, that's bending. That's too hot for that. That's funny. Okay, I just did 8 more drops. Okay, that smells good. And here we have our dried rose petals.
Maybe a cough drop or 2.
Yes, I'll get you a cough drop. Give me just a second. Okay, the camera shut off on me. I went ahead and finished this. This is rose scented with some rose petals. Shadow, no. No. This one is peppermint. This one is jasmine. And this one is lavender. Now, of course, after they harden or solidify, whatever you want to call it, I will label them and know which is which, but just by smelling them, I will be able to know. Obviously, they smell different. This is what I have rigged up in their shadow for the dipped candles. So I just have 2 towels sitting here just to hold that little pole in place, and then I have an old towel on the floor to catch any candle wax. I have the towel draped over the legs, the edges of the chair, just so it doesn't get on the chairs. Now, I might have filled it up to here, but it has melted about halfway down to here. So I have decided I warmed this up. This is just a tall cylindrical old jar that I have that I can put in the water bath area, whatever, make it a double boiler system, melt it down and be able to reuse this. I'm going to have shorter-ish candles, but in here they'd be super short, so I opted for this. I don't have anything taller. This is the candle wick I'm using. It's the hemp wicks. I don't know why that was difficult. It smells nice. So this is already pre-treated with a layer of wax. Hopefully you can see this. Oh, I didn't warm up this jar. That is why it is turning white like that. You can see how this jar is a different color than the other. I should have warmed that first. Oh yeah, that's better. So if you can see that, this is what we're starting with. I'm going to get a few more layers in, get it thicker, and then I will show you in just a minute. So this is what we're working with right now. I had to heat the candle wax back up. I'm just taking the candles and dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping. Of course, we knew this would have happened, but the candle wax started to cool, so I put it in this pot here and warming it back up. So I'm going to melt it back down and continue the process until the candles are as thick as I want them to be. Here are the candles. So we got 12 pretty good sized ones. And then these 2 little weeny tiny ones. So the candles were really easy to make. It's just dipping over and over and over and over again. And then at some point, once the level got down to right about here, I had to use this one to fill up the other one. So I was starting to dip 2, and then I had to dip 1 in order to keep it, you know, the certain height. Obviously, you're dipping, you're using the wax, the levels are going to go down. And if it gets shorter and shorter, it's not going to match up with your candle. So I still need to work on a better way to dip them. But these are seriously the coolest things. So I'm going to let them dry overnight, and then I'll snip them, and then that'll be my candles. Now all I need to do is get some candle holders. They're still warm to the touch. They're really cool. Here's one of the other candles I made. This is the rose one. It's not completely solidified yet. It smells like roses. It actually does smell good. This one could have used more scent. I think this one's lavender. So this was a fun little project, making the candles. Yeah, I should have used more scent. This one's peppermint. This was fun. It is 1 a.m. and I'm still not tired. So I guess I'm going to find something else to do. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time here on Hollowacre's Homestead.